What if I told you the best football team in the world right now could lose to a random group of players if those players had one thing the pros didn't? No, it's not money. It's not even talent. It's something most people never think about when they watch a game. By the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly what separates a truly great football team from everyone else. And once you see it, you'll never watch a match the same way again. Let's start with something that sounds obvious but isn't. Football is 11 players on a team. That's it, 11. And here's the wild part. In most games, the ball is only in play for about 55 minutes out of 90. The rest is stoppages, free kicks, players walking around. So the question isn't just who has the best players. The question is, what are those 11 people doing for 90 minutes together with and without the ball? That's where greatness actually lives. Think about it like a restaurant kitchen. You could hire the best chef in the world, but if they don't have a good sous chef, a prep cook who shows up on time, a dishwasher keeping everything moving, that kitchen falls apart. One brilliant person doesn't make a great kitchen, the system does. Football works exactly the same way. The first thing that makes a team great is their shape. In football, shape means how a team organizes itself on the pitch, which is just another word for the field. Imagine the field divided into 3 sections, defending third at the back, middle third in the center, attacking third near the opponent's goal. Every team has a formation. That's a pattern, like 4-3-3 or 4-4-2. Those numbers just tell you how many players are in each section, 4 defenders at the back, 3 midfielders in the middle, 3 forwards up front. Here's what most beginners don't realize. The formation doesn't win you games. How well the players understand that formation does. Spain between 2008 and 2012 is the most obvious example. They played a system called Tiki Taka. The idea was simple: keep the ball, move it quickly, make the other team chase it until they're too tired to defend. They won the European Championship, then the World Cup, then the European Championship again, 3 major tournaments in a row, never done before in international football. But here's the thing that makes your brain stop for a second. Their style wasn't physically dominant. They weren't the biggest or the fastest team. They just refused to give the ball away. That was their weapon. Patience, precision, shape. A team that understands its shape is like a chess player who always knows where every piece is. A team that doesn't is just 11 people running into each other. Now let's talk about something that sounds boring but is actually one of the most interesting things in football. Pressing. Pressing means chasing the other team aggressively when they have the ball, trying to win it back as quickly as possible. Not just one player, all 11 players, coordinated, hunting together. Think of it like a trap. A well-organized press doesn't just pressure the player with the ball, it cuts off their passing options, it forces them into a mistake, and then, boom, your team has the ball back. Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool teams were famous for this. They called it gegenpressing, a German word meaning counter-press. Within 5 seconds of losing the ball, his players would immediately attack the team that just won it. The logic? The moment you lose the ball, the opponent's players are still out of position. They haven't reorganized. That 5-second window is when you can steal it back. Liverpool won the Premier League with this. They won the Champions League, which is the biggest club competition in the world, bigger than any domestic league, featuring the best clubs from across Europe, with this. And none of it worked because Liverpool had the best 11 players on earth. It worked because those 11 players believed in the system completely. That's the next ingredient, belief. Here's a stat that will stick with you. In 2022, Morocco reached the semifinals of the FIFA World Cup. That had never happened for an African team, ever, in 92 years of World Cup history. They beat Spain, they beat Portugal, they beat Belgium. None of those were teams that Morocco was supposed to beat on paper. Morocco's squad had a combined market value, the total estimated price of all their players, that was roughly 6 times lower than some of the teams they eliminated. So how? They defended like their lives depended on it. They worked for each other, they had a coach who built a system, and players who ran through walls for that system. Belief isn't motivation poster talk. In football, belief changes the physics of what a team is capable of. A player who trusts his teammates will make a better decision under pressure than a player who doesn't. Trust, shape, and pressing, those are three pillars, but there's one more, and this is the one most people overlook: adaptability. The best teams in history weren't just great at one thing, they could adjust midway through a game, midway through a tournament. The 2010 World Cup winning Spain team, they weren't scoring loads of goals, they were winning games 1-0, sometimes after extra time, grinding it out. They had the style, but they also knew when to slow down, sit deep, protect what they had. Real Madrid, the most successful club in Champions League history with 15 titles, have a reputation for doing something almost supernatural. Somehow, when they're losing, when it seems impossible, they find a way. Players call it the Madrid DNA. That's just a poetic way of saying their culture refuses to accept defeat. That's adaptability as an identity. Now think about all of this together. Shape tells everyone where to be. Pressing tells everyone how to fight for the ball. Belief tells everyone to trust each other. And adaptability means when the plan breaks, and it always breaks, you don't panic. Great football teams aren't accidents. They're systems, built deliberately over time by coaches and players who buy into something bigger than individual glory. That's why you see teams with massive budgets fail every season. And that's why you see teams nobody expected go deep in World Cups. Money buys players. It doesn't buy shape. It doesn't buy pressing instinct. It doesn't buy belief. The beautiful thing about football, and maybe why billions of people love it, is that the best team on paper doesn't always win. The best team in the building does. So next time you watch a match, don't just watch the ball. Watch how the team moves without the ball. Watch how quickly they hunt it back. Watch whether they trust each other when it gets hard. That's where you'll see greatness, or the absence of it. If this changed how you see football even a little, hit subscribe. There's a lot more to learn, and it only gets more interesting from here.